even if you are from a completely non-tech background, you will be able to move into technical roles via Amazon and not necessarily go outside to study there.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another series of podcasts. This is Chandan Palwar from Grow Junction. I welcome you all to Gonna Be Insightful Software Development Focused podcast that is again powered by Grow Junction. Today we have one software development engineer with us, Mr. Abhishek, who is currently serving at Amazon company. He has completed his BTech in Electronic and Communication Engineering from Kaziranga University in the year of 2016. His experience when configuring system design. And now, before wasting another time, I would really welcome Abhishek sir on board with all of us.
Hey everyone from the Grow Junction team and all the channel subscribers of the Grow Junction. I'm Abhishek, and then this is one of the great opportunities I'm getting with the Grow Junction to share my experience with you guys. So yeah, I guess we can begin.
Yeah, before we begin, I just want to audience to let know that Abhishek sir, the podcast was supposed to be tomorrow, but yet Abhishek sir, was very accommodative with the timings of Grow Junction, so he managed his time to get on this podcast for you all. So before we start, we just want to hear about you, like your journey, your introduction. If you just brief about us.
Yep. Basically, I belong from a state called Assam, the northeastern state, and then I did my engineering here, and then moved from. I started directly from engineering to Amazon. I was initially hired at Hyderabad location, and then I moved to Bangalore. So my journey initially didn't start with being a software developer. So that was one of the good part of being with Amazon. So I was able to move through various hoops to get into various jobs with Amazon. I initially started with a non-technical job, which is a technical account manager, and then I moved through automation, and then finally to an SDE role. So initially, I always wanted to be in an SDE role with Amazon, but yeah, finally I got that, and I'm really happy about it.
That's great. So like you belong to Assam, and I think that's one of the very calm place and very aesthetic place to be with there. So the thing is, do you think like being from Assam or being from a northeastern region have created an impact in your calmness or in your steadity, how you perform?
I guess yes, because to be honest, the northeastern states are slightly secluded from all of the hassle of the cities, which are all the cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, well, I got a job here. It was very new to me and very dynamic when I came back, but it also helped me to belong to such a background, because it was a unique experience altogether.
Right, that's great. I think never forgetting your roots is something that should be maintained or should be instinct with each of our lives. So like we understand that you did your BTech from Kaziranga University, and so like can you let us know like how exactly or what exact time did you find your interest that you want to be into a software development engineering line? So is it something that was a spontaneous thing, or is it something an ongoing process?
Good question. So initially when I started with electronics and communication engineering. So most of the crowd that you support would definitely know that electronics has slight background of computer science, but doesn't necessarily have anything to deal with computer science. It's mostly to deal with transistors and diodes and stuff like that, which are electronical devices. So when I initially joined the engineering background, I was interested in that kind of a field. But then later on, I figured out that, hey, why do not I try something with computers and programming? And then I figured out, hey, I'm getting a bit interested in this topic. So yeah, so that was how I moved into it. And then Amazon was the most important thing that happened. And then I slowly transitioned myself into a technical role.
Right, absolutely. It feels fantastic here because listening to other people's lives, that how they found their interest into this domain and what exact steps they follow. So it's something that one who's listening to you here can relate to his or her life. So I'm sure about that audience must be, listening to you and very calmly and, seeking what exactly incites, you how you process your life and your interest. So it would definitely help them in their own scenarios. So
Of
like,
course.
yeah, exactly. So you did your BTech, right, from Kazirang
Mhm.
University. You didn't pursue any management degree or any, any master's degree in BTech. So is it that you believe that the role that you're pursuing right now can be achieved with the graduation degree itself, or is it something that you are having some further plans to have a master's degree in the BTech line?
Yep. Another interesting question, and I'd like
Okay.
to insight in the interesting way. So, I was in Amazon initial days. That is
Yeah.
in, let's say, in 2017 or 18. 1 2 years into the company, I was thinking to move abroad, because Amazon has a lot of opportunities to move abroad and
Right.
do masters there, and then transition into a role directly from outer countries. I was trying for GRE and other opportunities which most students usually try on. But I thought, hey, why do not I try something within Amazon instead of trying a master's degree or a any other form of degree that usually exists as of now.
Okay.
Amazon, so the opportunity that I got with Amazon is that Amazon has some technical courses that they initiate for every employees, non-tech people who want to move into tech. So there are opportunities there, and it would be interesting for the crowd to know that even if you are from a completely non-tech background, you will be able to move into technical roles via Amazon and not necessarily go outside to study there.
Okay. That's great. I think, a company like Amazon, serving its employees also, being serving its customers definitely, but serving its employees is also a good essential part how exactly organization moves. So,
Correct.
do you think like serving, having understood that completing your courses from Amazon or companies like that could be helpful than pursuing any masters or pursuing any other course from other universities?
Uh, See, it's kind of a personal preference, and also there are situations where finances comes into picture. Of course, there are a lot of financial decisions that needs to be taken into consideration. However, if someone who has both of these options available to them, I would really recommend, or I would really say that there are opportunities within the company to grow itself. It's just a matter of getting there and then wanting to get there.
All right. So, like, if one pursue, like, I'm not taking an example of yours,
Mhm.
but if one, serving in XYZ company, and he or she might complete few of the courses that the company or the organization delivers.
Mhm.
So, if in case, if even the employee wants a job change or wants to pursue a job at ABC Limited. So, does that certification from XYZ and the skills that they gained must be helpful, or the ABC Limited might not consider the XYZ certifications?
Amazon somehow, to answer that question, so Amazon somehow has become a benchmark of technical development. To
Okay.
be very honest, so
Yeah.
people who start with Amazon are mostly getting opportunities outside as well, because the brand name is there. But to answer that question in a layman's term, not specifying any company which you asked, I would say yeah. So in tech there are various opportunities and various certifications that a employee can do within the company, and then while he switches to another company, those certifications and those valuable experience that he gains from one company should be good enough for the next XYZ company.
Okay. Well,
That's
thank you so much for framing your answers in a very smooth manner, short and crisp. So I think viewers who are getting benefited must like and so share this particular podcast to their colleagues, to their friends, to their family, to get them also benefited for the same. So now thank you so much, sir, for clearing all our doubts regarding this. So actually, these are the questions that are not unturned by any host in any podcast. So I
Right.
think this is something unique about this podcast, that every unturned problem is now getting a solution, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So now talking about, your roles and responsibilities being a software
Mhm.
development engineer at Amazon. So what are your daily, day-to-day tasks?
Yep. So to be putting this into thought and perspective, so I usually work with a team which delivers international products to domestic customers, which is a very exciting and interesting idea that Amazon came up with.
Okay.
Yep. So we are called the Amazon exports team. So the roles and responsibilities that I have is mostly to do with development and technical upgradation of those technologies. I that is in a high level term, but if I say in a low level term or in a daily task basis, so it will be mostly about coding, sometimes about coding, sometimes about meetings, sometimes about listening to what our leaders have to say about our existing roles and stuff like that. um, so I hope this answers your question, but
Yeah.
if
Right.
you need a little more
So
details, I can
yeah,
definitely
it was very
get into it.
interesting. Yeah, it was very interesting to hear about your job roles. So the thing is, one thing that one thing that stuck in my mind was that you are into an export team. So I was just considering the fact that you basically serve what the international products to the domestic market. So isn't
Exactly.
it should be a import team rather than export team?
Yeah, you can put that into a perspective. No, so the idea is that why we call ourselves as an export team is because initially Amazon started with US, right? So
Okay.
the idea was that US would be the one country that will be serving all other countries. So
Yeah.
we are essentially trying to export the products from US, but
Yeah.
in the Amazon, because of Amazon's reach in all the
Okay.
countries that we have, it initially ended up being as a global market, and then now everywhere we are basically exporting stuff.
Right, that is justified. I think, I was considering the Indian nationalism here. So being
Correct.
a part of India, it shouldn't be import. But
Correct.
yeah, you are right.
Yeah.
Being an organizational point of view, it should be export. So, well, very well. Thank you so much. Your roles and responsibilities is something that, could fascinate interested person who wants to be in your role.
Mhm.
So what exactly, prior joining Amazon, what were your like where did you work, and how exactly those learnings, or what could be the possible learnings that you gained that help you join Amazon?
To be honest, this answer will be very, very short because I started out of college directly to Amazon. So there were
Oh,
no
really?
other,
Okay.
yeah, so there were no other companies in between.
Okay.
But it was a very high learning curve because initially when you study in colleges, and most of the viewers, and of course you would also know that when you
Yeah.
start in college, it's a very different experience altogether when you move into a corporate world.
Right.
So the learning curve was high, but people can do it and people are doing it.
Wow,
We put in
that's
cross.
great, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, people who are interested to be one software development engineer should know some programming languages, or is it a myth exactly? So, do you want to, put some light on this matter? Because this
Yep.
is something that is very much in a chirping manner among all the management people and also the tech people. So, like,
Correct.
having a good knowledge in tech is a strong point to get into a job role, or is it like if you're not having a tech knowledge, then no, like you will have a no chance to get into companies like Amazon under the tech role?
Um, to be put into a in a direct form, so you would need one of those languages to learn. It's not
Okay.
necessary to learn at many languages. Like there are various companies, if you see their job roles, it will say lots of requirements are there, like Celery would be required, or any other languages, Python, Java, everything is required. But Amazon doesn't do that, or not even Amazon. There are other companies as well. We are mostly looking into just one language, to be precise. They are looking for just one language, and the main point of a job, or the main point of what the HRs or the technical people are looking is the knowledge behind it. The knowledge in terms of if you have the problem solving skills. You must have you keep on hearing this word in every interviews and every videos that you see, problem solving skills. So that is very, very interesting and very, very necessary.
Okay, so let's, we, as you mentioned, that we must have listened problem solving skills in every of the podcast or webinar or seminar kind of things. So let's take this particular words of bunch of words, that is problem solving skills, so into consideration. So what exactly, companies, how exactly do they evaluate the problem solving skills of a possible candidate? So are there some metrics to do, or do the case is being provided to particular students that they need to solve, or what exactly is this all about?
Problem solving skills can be is a very broad term to be put into perspective. So in terms of programming or in terms of coding that an interviewer looks into while a technical person is getting hired.
Okay.
What happens is that you are given a set of problems which are, let's say, there is an A and there is a B, as simple as that. So I'm giving a very simple example. There is an A and there is a B. So you are supposed to add A and B to get some sort of a C answer, but the C has to be lesser than 10, for example.
Okay.
Now, what are your A and B's? So give us all the possible numbers of A and B's.
Okay.
So that's as simple. Any number which is less than 5 in both the series, or any other where the total is less than 10, are all the numbers from the series which you can add.
You're
so
right.
Basically that is a simple solution of a problem. So
yeah.
The problems can be very, very dynamic and very, very broad, but that's how a person gauges during an interview, and mostly they look at how you are thinking during an interview. So even if you are not able to answer the question correctly, they will look into if you are able to think correctly. So that is the most important.
Right, absolutely right. So I think, this is something based on the analytical minds of the possible candidates. So correct. Like, can you frame few of the techniques on how exactly can interested people can improve their analytical minds? Like, do they need to solve few of the like case studies, or what exactly, like what approach do they follow?
I would recommend, because this is what I did, because initially I was also not into a tech role. What I did was I was solving problems over the internet. Internet is a very, very good and knowledgeable place right now. And I think information such as this on YouTube and any other channel that exists right now, so they help with the knowledge. Mostly there are problems which are available online. You should definitely try to solve them. People who are interested in any tech role should definitely try to solve them. And more is less kind of a thing. So as much as you solve, it's more better for you. So yeah, that's the idea.
Okay, I think that would be very much helpful to the viewers of this video. So like, what suggestion do you want to give? Like, what top 3 suggestions, or what could be the possible suggestions or solutions, one-stop solution that you need to give to the people who are interested to get into your company at your job role or under supervision of yours? So what exactly do you want to recommend to those people in order of skills, programming languages, be it any nurturing skills? So do you want to give some possible insights to the students?
Sure. Of course. The first thing is to learn one of the language. I won't say, because everyone has their own preference. You would be interested in Python, I would be interested in Java. It doesn't really matter, but you should know whatever you should know very, very good. So one of the languages is very important, because any technical role, if you're interviewing for any technical role, you will be asked to code. And you should know at least one of the language to code. First thing is that. Second thing, problem solving, which I mentioned earlier. You should go and practice online for various problem solving skills which are available. And there are lots of, I would not name anything particular here, but then there are lots of resources online which you can go and then practice. Thirdly, do not get demotivated, because to get into companies such as this, it's sometimes demotivating, because the level of interviews or level of questions that are there is a little bit higher.
Okay.
But that's not a concern, because as long as you practice and as long as you do your part, you should definitely get a good job role here or any other top tier companies.
Okay, so very well summarized answer, but to be honest, so I just need to speak on the behalf of the muted audience right now.
Sure.
So yeah, although I'm not interested into this software development engineering line, although I'm not a tech student, and I am like I basically am afraid of tech words. All the programming languages that you're stating right now, I'm sure that must be very much a person who is skilled can only be performed or can only learn all of those programming languages.
Correct.
So right, so now like do you want to like if a particular person is interested and have all the skills required that you mentioned in the podcast, now what exactly they need to do? Like they need to apply for the job role. So what could be the possible the very decent and very formalized platforms in which they can apply for the roles at Amazon?
Yep. To be specific about my company, there is a portal of Amazon Jobs where they can look at various jobs that are available, both India and abroad. So the idea is that they can apply to those jobs directly as well. And the interesting way to do it is ask for referrals from various employees which are available in Amazon.
Okay.
Referrals help. It doesn't guarantee anything, of course, but then it really helps with the process. So that way, at least they are pushed forward for the interview, getting a chance to get interviewed, kind of a thing. So that is, I think, the most humane way to get an interview with Amazon.
Okay,
Yep.
understood. Very well framed again. So thank you so much, sir, for getting on board with all of us. It was just the last but not the least question. Just don't, get hit on my face, pause the screen. What could be
Sure.
your possible 5 years plans in your life?
5 years plan. Maybe I would be living in US, getting a job there. Maybe, I don't know,
Okay.
because usually what happens is that because Amazon is such a company where you are very, very, there's various opportunities all over the world. You would want to move, you feel like you want to move there and then learn more and stuff like that. Maybe I would be into machine learning because I'm interested in that as well. So I'm within Amazon, again, there is opportunities to do machine learning as well. So I'm doing that. And then, yeah, maybe somewhere in the world, I would meet someone from the viewer sections of the growth sections, or maybe you.
Right. I wish you the best of luck, for your upcoming 5 years plans of your life. I'm sure that you will be hitting the US. That yes, Mr. Abhishek has landed at the US, America.
Of course.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you so much for getting on board with all of us, and also to educate people, to educate the budding software engineers in your domain very, very soon.
Yep. Perfect. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for the crowd of Grow Junction for listening to the podcast.